Interesting.
Let me let me
But,
Urban Dictionary that term.
yeah, well, you Urban Dictionary that while I introduce us. Welcome back to Frank Presents the Play Call. Me and Bree flying solo dolo today. Interesting. June and Nikki are hanging out together in Jacksonville, so they're out to I guess a early dinner or late lunch with the fam, spending time together. So that's dope. So we're gonna carry the torch. Bree's looking up the definition of a valley girl. So go ahead, Bree.
A spoiled, idiotic adolescent female from the United States, typically rich and white, whose language is insulting to human intelligence.
That's not even you at all.
Uh,
Anyway, let's.
a girl that comes from the United States that can be very preppy, rich, and usually spoiled. Says things like, oh my gosh, JK, in a lot of sentences, love shopping in the mall. Usually wears clothes, typically that looks more expensive than others.
You don't dress like that at all.
I wear Boston Celtics and Steelers
Yeah,
t-shirts and
like a
sweatpants
Tom
and work out.
to a certain
Yeah,
extent. Yeah.
I, I
Hey,
don't dress.
a good episode.
Um,
Go. Cheers to let's take a little swig to a good episode.
there's to the Valley girls out there.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. And Ava too, because she likes to,
Ava gives me if I give somebody Valley Girl vibes, Ava definitely gives Valley Girl
yeah,
vibes.
for real. So we'll see. All right, we'll take it away, girl.
All right, so first we're gonna talk. We're just gonna go right into it and speak on Brandon Ayuk and CeeDee Lamb. They were fined a total of $101,716 in fines for missing the first 3 days of mandatory minicamp. Because they both are seeking new contracts, new deals. So they're sitting out until they get their money. AKA they're sitting out and losing money to get more money.
That's what I'm saying. Make it make sense, people. If you're complaining that you're not getting enough money and then you're sitting out losing money, then why would I even pay? Because that's giving you have money to burn. If you're and I get it. I get it. Look, we're looking at it's a lot of money because we don't have millions in the bank. But name
Even if I
person.
was a millionaire, $101,000 is
That's what
still a lot of money.
that part.
It's not
That's
like,
what
oh,
I'm trying
you're
to get at.
getting fined 10,000 or you're getting
Yeah.
fined 5,000. You're getting fined
And that's what I'm
$101,000.
trying to get at. It's like you name me a person that has money that likes to lose money, and they that's crazy. I've I've met people with money. I've never met like a lot of wealthy people, but I've met people that have money in the bank. Some people that make millions or make a million or two a year, and nobody likes to give up money. I'm sorry. Now, unless you Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, some people if they drop the dollar on the floor, the time that it stops them to pick the dollar up, they lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's something totally different. But we're talking about athletes, um, still living off their first contract in a sense and trying to get a second one.
Yes, or let's talk about Lamar Jackson losing $700,000 for
Yeah,
not going to mandatory like workouts.
exactly. And that's the thing that kills me. And then you hear people talk, oh, well, sometimes the workouts at OTAs are not as good or as strong as the workouts you would do on your own with your own trainer.
Yeah, but if it's in your contract and you know you have to be there, then you need to be there. It's in your contract, regardless on if it's as strong as it needs to be or whatnot. Like if it's in your contract to be there, you need to be there.
Yeah, but not even that. It's just it's in your contract. Plus, it's $750,000, bro. We're,
That's a lot of
we're
money.
talking about three quarters of $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. We're not that. It's different than 100K. We're talking about $750,000 that you could
They're
have.
both really bad though.
Yeah, but just to show up
They're both
and
horrible.
work out. You was working out already. I'm sure you're running drills. I'm sure you're out there training. So you gave up 750,000. You didn't want to train with the team. Like, come on, man.
No, he wants to go down south to Miami, Florida, and train with his homeboys.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. Set
But
his
it's money in your bank account.
yeah. They probably would have
Team
told
it.
you should go get it. He could have gave us. He could have split that up. Me and you could have took half of that and been fine.
Set.
I wish. I wish a person gave me 750,000 to do.
I'll go UA on purpose. I'll go UA. on purpose.
But I mean, you probably could buy your contract out by then, to be honest, because
Yeah.
they're not going to pay you that out. Right? They can't. So you'll be able to walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we split that, that's $350,000 each for both of us.
Yeah. That's shit. I could buy another house. You know what I'm saying? buy a few investment properties. Jesus. Fuck.
I could buy more Tobys.
Yeah.
50 more Tobys.
You're gonna need a bigger place though.
imagine 50 multis is just running around a
You're gonna need at least a townhouse to fit all that.
A townhouse. I need a house like my mama's house for 50.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I think these athletes and you know, I've never I'm gonna say, well, I'm not gonna say never. I'm gonna say I haven't heard of, and this is gonna come off a little crazy, of a certain, so I'm trying to, you know what? But I'm not in the Navy no more, so I don't care. Look, you don't see no white players giving up $750,000. All right, they gonna show up to training camp. Them motherfuckers gonna get every last cent that they supposed to get.
But they're also very smart with their money and their decisions. So they follow the contracts.
Now they'll sit out. They'll sit out. They'll sit out because Bosa's done it. They'll sit out. But what I'm saying is, I've never seen them say, "Oh, because this person didn't attend something that's in the contract." I think he only had to make
they will follow the contract.
Yeah, it was like he had to make 70% of his off-season workouts or something like that. It wasn't even 100% participation. It was just more than half or something like that. And he would have got the $750,000. And instead, because he wants to do what he wants to do, he didn't get it. That's crazy to me. That's, again, like you said, bad decision making, people not being smart. I don't know who the fuck is in his corner, but
Black people.
Yeah, no, listen. What's the next topic?
We just can't get right. The next topic is NFL beef of the week. This week we have Nick Wright versus Lamar Jackson. So First Take did their top 5 quarterbacks going into the 2024-2025 NFL season. And Nick Wright's top 5, number 1, of course, Patrick Mahomes, number 2, Josh Allen, number 3, Joe Burrow, number 4, CJ Stroud, and then number 5, he had Caleb Williams and Matthew Stafford tied. So, of course, Twitter was in an uproar about him leaving out Lamar Jackson. So someone tweeted Lamar Jackson and said, "What did you do to Buddy?" And Lamar replies with, "I don't even know, dude." So then someone replied to Lamar and said, LMFAO, own that big nose bitch. So then Lamar Jackson then put a GIF of the monkey with the really large nose. And Nick Wright didn't like that too much.
I think he addressed it on the show. I think he mentioned it on the show. And he gave a reason why. Listen, first off, Nick Wright, and I've been saying this ever since they got rid of Chris Carter and it became his show essentially. He's been running amok saying crazy things. There's certain takes that I will say with value he has when I feel he steps away from being the fan and being the homer that he is with the Chiefs and looks at the sport from an outside looking in, unbiased lens. But a lot of these hierarchies and all this other stuff is him putting his team above everybody else. And rightfully so. Look, they won Super Bowls back to back, so I get it. But you telling me Lamar Jackson isn't in the top 5 quarterbacks? You're gonna put who's number 5? It was a tie between.
It was Caleb Williams and Matthew Stafford tied.
So you're disrespecting Lamar by putting Caleb Williams, who we haven't even seen to take a snap in the NFL yet. Hasn't even taken in a regular season game, hasn't done anything. And Stafford got a ring, finally. But has Stafford...
So I know, like, huh?
Has Stafford ever won an NFL MVP?
No.
No, right?
No, but I would say, so for example, right, on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with CJ Stroud, he says that Stafford is probably one of his favorite quarterbacks to watch. but he gave an explanation why. He's like, like mentally, that man is a football genius mentally. I've studied my game based off of him.
Yep.
He gave explanation. So I can understand why some people will put Matthew Stafford as somebody, maybe not the most athletic or the tallest or like the most built, but IQ wise, mentally, he's a good quarterback. So I wouldn't mind Matthew Stafford up there, but tied with Caleb
Yeah,
Williams.
I'm saying is, Stafford did he even make the playoffs last year?
Yeah, he did.
They
The
got a
Rams.
wild card. Yeah, wild card. So I guess. I don't know. I just feel you had the reigning MVP and you don't even put him in the top 5, and he's the reigning NFL MVP. Like, come on, man. Like that's to me that's disrespectful. We give the Chiefs a lot of number one spots and Patrick Mahomes because they're winning Super Bowls and they're the winning champs, defending champs right now. You got to give Lamar credit for being the NFL MVP. 2 MVPs of the NFL. And I get it. Those are regular seasons awards. Those are individual awards. But still, it holds weight. You know what I'm saying? So for you to sit here and not have him up there is disrespect. But it's Nick Wright. And honestly, Lamar shouldn't even get engaged.
I'm still blocked by him on my personal account, so I have to go to Off the Hook's Twitter to be able to see his tweets.
He's a bump. As much as I told him to suck my dick, he hasn't even fucking. You got a blessing. They pay attention to you. Because I done told this dude he can kiss my ass, suck my dick.
I'm like, oh, who's this cute girl that tweeted me? And they go and see I disrespected them.
And when you read your comments, suck my dick, they're like, oh, fuck her. You know what I'm saying? And he like black girls too. So, that's his cup of tea. That's his cup of tea. That's another thing that he think gives him a pass because he's married to a black woman. But no, if I'm Lamar, man, listen, me personally, I wouldn't entertain him. But what I would do is whenever I play the Chiefs, I'm trying to destroy that team. I think that if I was Lamar, I would use that to fuel me this upcoming season because he has unfinished business. He should have never lost in the AFC Championship game. The Ravens should have went to the Super Bowl last year, and he didn't have his best game and they didn't win. But
if you're listening, unblock me off Twitter, please. I have some things to say. I don't watch your show. I will not watch your show until you unblock me off the Twitter. It's been about 2.5 years now since you've had me blocked on Twitter, and
you're
I
not
won't be
nothing. I don't feel like you're missing anything on First Things First. It's not the same no more. I used to watch it religiously especially when Chris Carter was there, but they got the hierarchy, they got this other stuff, they got his pyramid, and it's stupid to me. It's just he's like Brady said, man. You went 50 years without winning a Super Bowl. In 5 years, you finally start doing something. Relax. You got to sit down. You got to relax. Take it easy. Take it easy.
All right. Next, we have. Well, this just came out right before we even hit record, but Mr. Darren Waller is retiring at the age of 31.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a good move on him? Do you think he would have retired if he would have not went to the Giants?
That's
Giants. Ben probably saw that coming, or he probably seen that before we saw it, and that's why he said, "I don't want to talk about Giants."
So, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if he's. I would hate for it to be a thing like, well, I'm at the Giants, I'm not gonna win, so I might as well retire and go do music. That could be part of it. But I also feel like we was talking about this before we started recording now. I think the man's going through something. The divorce with his wife, he's dropping music, he
was doing it before the divorce. Last offseason, he tried to drop a rap song. It went absolutely nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when everything started happening when he left Vegas and went to New York is when things started really happening. And I think that also took a toll on his marriage too. Because he got married and then a month later he moved to New York.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like I think he was on his honeymoon, right? When he came back, he found out.
Yes, but the thing was he wanted to leave Vegas because someone on the team leaked that him and Kelsey Plum got married. So he wanted to keep that a secret.
Mhm.
So that's why he originally wanted to leave to begin with, because they put out that he married Kelsey.
I he's
And they didn't want that out, which I feel like he would have stayed in Vegas because, his wife plays for the Vegas Aces, but he upped and left. And imagine like your first year of marriage, you guys are in different
yeah,
states
there
across
you
the
go.
country, not like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm in Vegas and he's in LA.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's a 30-minute flight.
No, that takes a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? And then being a young couple, he has his own demons he fights every day as a recovering addict. So, I just pray that he's in a good space.
Mhm.
That this is something that he's doing. Maybe he's tired of football, wants to go in a direction, but he was a
Nope,
good tight end.
please
Um,
don't go.
well, listen, anybody could drop album now and put it out. So, I just
The
want
best musician to come out of the NFL to me is still Le'Veon Bell.
he got what, like 2 albums out. Yeah, see, and
Do
he's
I know all the songs? Maybe.
yeah, she does know the song. People, I don't know how she fucking
Do I
Bree.
have them
Look,
downloaded on my phone? Maybe.
Bree is a loyal fan to her team, okay? Because no way, if Brady dropped the rap song, I'm not listening to it. It's not being downloaded, okay? It's not. I might listen to it on YouTube and get that one little, okay, let me see if he's even hitting on something, but no, I'm not doing it.
Speaking of Brady, hold on. Speaking of Brady, the New England Patriots page decided to talk about, it says, a look back at Tom Brady's trending styles. And this is not a trending style. When he was bald,
No. He
they
looked
put that one. Then they put that
yeah,
hair,
that was the
like they embarrassed the hell out of him.
but I mean, he did a roast. There's no more you could do to him. He did the
I
roast.
know, but take a look back at his trending styles. What's trending about bald Brady?
Listen,
That's
girl.
not trendy. He
Those
looks
hairstyles,
like,
we never won a Super Bowl in them hairstyles. We just didn't go nowhere.
yeah, but whew. All right, and we got some pictures. And then I have a fun game for you. Oh gosh, this is a lot of pictures, Frank. Not really. It's like 15.
Goes, oh gosh, what?
Well, 16.
Just seen this thing on Twitter where it's like, I don't know if a pool broke or something, but a bunch of people came crashing down onto the concrete, and one dude got up and walked away scot free, like but he landed on everybody else. Nobody else is moving. Okay, one more person's moving. Oh my God, what happened? This is crazy. Okay, there it goes. In St. Louis, in Mexico, 3 dead and 16 injured, performance canceled. On the night of Friday, June 7th, tragic accident occurred in the Rich Bar in Plaza Altos, San Luis Potosi, Mexico. A glass railing collapsed from the height of 12 meters, leading to the death of 3 young people and 16 injured. Wow. That's 36 feet. And
That's crazy.
yeah,
Someone on Twitter said, thanks, Darren Waller, for your one Giants touchdown last season.
they're disrespectful, man. I'm telling you, fans are very disrespectful.
But the most they're the most disrespectful on Twitter. Like I would never ever ever delete this app. I wouldn't, like, I can't delete this app. Like I was watching the clip from Jalen Brunson and Hart's podcast,
Uh-huh.
and Brunson asked him like, "Hey, are you still buying that $40 million house in the Hamptons?" And he was like, "I was thinking about it." Then I looked at my contract, and then I told myself like, "That's gonna be a little bit half of more than what I make or what I'm getting in my contract." But then allegedly someone is up for an extension, so maybe one day Brunson can go like send me a loan to get the $40 million house. And he said, and Brunson said, who said I was up for an extension? And he goes, oh, I saw it on Twitter. He was like, so you believe everything you see on Twitter? Uh,
If it's on,
like nobody calls it X. Nobody calls it X. Everyone calls it Twitter. All right, let's do these pictures real quick. I'm never deleting that app. All right, so this is the 2024 NFL preseason national television schedule. So on Thursday, August 1st, we have the NFL Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. So Houston, Texas versus Chicago Bears at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. my time. So preseason week 2, these are like the primetime games. Sunday, August 18th, New Orleans Saints at San Francisco 49ers, Fox at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then week 3, Thursday, August 22nd, you have the Indianapolis Colts and Cincinnati Bengals. Sunday, August 25th, the Arizona Cardinals at Denver Broncos. And also on Sunday, August 25th, New England Patriots at Washington Commanders. So these are like the primetime games for the NFL preseason.
yeah, be interesting to see the Pats on the 25th. I don't know how Mayo's going to do it. I mean, May's going to do, yeah, Mayo, Gerard Mayo. How he's going to do it if he's going to have
Joe Milton.
yeah, or Jacoby.
I'm a fan of Joe.
I think he's going to be good, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does better than Drake May if given the opportunity.
I'm a fan of Joe Milton.
Oh, we'll see.
I'm a fan. Did you see his little quiz?
No, I
He
gotta watch it. When you sent it, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. He says he's a Patriots fan though.
So they quizzed him. It was the cutest thing ever.
Yeah,
It was the cutest thing ever. Okay. So one got to start: Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger.
One's got to start.
I'm my big baby.
Yeah, I'm going Big Ben. Yeah. It's interesting. They both got 2 rings, except Phillips ain't got no ring.
Yeah.
But I probably go. I'll start Big Ben.
All right. If you were to bet $500 on who would win a Super Bowl first, who are you placing your money on? Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
I'm gonna go Joe Burrow.
I'll go Lamar. Only because of the weapons that Joe were losing this season.
Yeah.
And the weapons that Lamar has gained offensively.
But they said first. They didn't say this season. So
yeah, first. So that's what I'm thinking of, like meaning like now, not the past, the future. Like
I think who you could put money on if he can get it together is Dak Prescott. I think the NFC is will be a lot what's the word I'm looking for? You can have diversity to get to the Super Bowl. It doesn't have to be the same team.
What was the best nickname given to a defense unit in NFL history? You have the Purple People Eaters, Steel Curtain, or Doomsday Defense, or other.
I like Steel Curtain because it still resonates to this day. You haven't really heard the Vikings been called the Purple People Eaters in a long time, or the defense. To me, the Steelers are known for that nickname, and it's to this day, the defense, although might not be as dominant as that time,
they're still pretty dominant, still like top 10 defense, and still.
Yeah, they hold true to tradition, so I'll go with that one.
2 got to start: Brandon Ayuk, Devontae Adams, AJ Brown, or Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh my God, 2 got to start.
Oh, I'll do mine first. I'm doing Devontae and Amon-Ra.
That's what I'm doing. I like consistency.
Sorry, AJ and Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, but I like consistency. So, Devontae Adams, 2 different teams have still been consistent, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, that dude's nice. I mean, yeah, I like consistency.
All right, your starting quarterback is injured, and these are your only options. One got to start. You got Nathan Peterman, Charlie Whitehurst, Brock Osweiler, and then Jamarcus Russell.
Well, shit, I'll probably go Brock Osweiler.
That's what I was going to.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
He
played well.
wasn't bad. He wasn't bad in 2015. Like he wasn't that bad.
Well, no, he's the reason. Remember the year that the Broncos that Peyton won his second ring.
Mm-hmm.
That year Peyton was hurt a lot. Peyton wasn't playing like that. He didn't play the full season. And those games that Brock Osweiler came in and stepped in and played for him, he actually won. I want to say at least that half or the majority of those games. So
Mm-hmm.
it just was he got paid off that that one good stat season, and I think when he went to another team where he didn't have the same weapons, he got exposed a little bit. But I don't. I'll take Brock. I'll take Brock. Yeah, I'm like Marcus Russell with the right with the right coach.
Yeah. I don't see with Jamarcus Russell. Do you think he should have been that number one overall draft pick back in the day?
I think so. The problem, and we've said this plenty of times. You don't go number one overall to a team because the team was great. This isn't the lottery in basketball where anybody can be
Yes.
the first pick. So, and he was a young guy coming from Mobile, Alabama, not having much. You're being thrown this massive contract. You're the face of this organization. And a lot of us don't see or know what's going on when you look inside his, or all we see is game day, you know? All we see is stats. All we see is the gameplay, the eye test. We don't see the behind the curtains. Even if they did a hard knocks, you're not really gonna see everything, you know? So it's like
He was drafted before Calvin Johnson and Adrian Peterson in that draft.
exactly. So they went for the
And
quarterback.
they were all three of them were top 10.
He had a strong arm. You know, he could throw the ball 80 yards from on his knees. So they was expecting him to be more, but if you watched, he was on the pivot, I want to say. And he talks about it, and he just didn't get the shake he needed. I don't think he had the right guidance. He struggled with certain things. I think he struggled with drinking lean and stuff like that. Um, People forget stardom could be a bitch. It's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm not gonna say he should not have won number one overall. Calvin Johnson and Adrian Peterson went to have better careers than him, obviously. But hell, Calvin's in the Hall of Fame. But the thing is, you know, there was more there. I would give him I would have gave him a shot and would have provided better leadership in a sense, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But for this take, I do Brock Osweiler.
I'll do Brock too. All right, who are the two worst running backs in this pictured below? So you have Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, Nick Chubb, Kenneth Walker III, Aaron Jones, and Travis Etienne.
So we're just talking about what last season or just all overall?
Overall.
But you can't compare some of these guys because Derrick.
You can't compare Bijan because last year was his first year
Yeah,
compared to Saquon, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs been in the league a hot minute, you know?
Nick Chubb Paul was injured.
So let's do last season. Let's do last season. I'll say for me, last season, just to be fair, I'm gonna say Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry because they were injured majority of last season.
Okay, that's fair. I'll go with that. I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll go with that.
All right, your team needs a QB2. Who are you signing? Nick Foles or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Man, I'm going Ryan Fitzpatrick, bro.
Not the one who won the Super Bowl against
No.
Tom Brady. Why
No.
not? Explain.
No.
Explain.
No, Nick Foles, we remember he went to the playoffs with Chip Kelly and the Eagles. They went, he was, I think, a first round pick, right? When he got drafted. He had promised. Listen, they won the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna take nothing against from them on that. Our defense didn't hold up. It wasn't like our corners were doing the best work to stop them. Ryan Fitzpatrick just been on multiple teams, and he had that moment of winning a game here and there. I
Hmm.
don't know if Nick Foles can do that consistently for 17, 18 games. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm gonna go Ryan Fitzpatrick. I have none against Nick Foles, but come on. I think the Patriots play that Super Bowl. Let's say if it was the best of seven, I'm pretty sure we'll win. We can win 4 games. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we'll win 4 games. This is they were just that day we got out coached, but nah. What how he's done what did he do since then? That's the other thing. You know,
That's true.
hasn't done shit. You would think that after winning the Super Bowl and maintaining the team afloat with that strong defense they had, that he can go somewhere else and do it again, or at least have a look at what Flacco did coming off the couch for the Browns.
Yes.
Do you think that Nick Foles can do what Flacco did off the couch, was eating Doritos with his kids, watching A Bug's Life, and gets called into play? And he does it. I don't think he could, but I think Ryan Fitzpatrick can. So I will go with Ryan Fitzpatrick, man. Look at that beard too. He's winning.
One got to start Matthew Stafford, Donovan McNabb, Phillip Rivers, or Tony Romo.
Just tough, man. You know, Philip Rivers, I've been shitting on him. Like, cause it'd be the
I
same.
love Phillip Rivers. I think he is one of the greatest who's never gotten a Super Bowl ring.
I think he's
If
dope.
you had, I think he is the greatest who's never gotten a Super Bowl ring.
No, you got Marino.
Uh, he's top 3.
But you know, so the thing with Rivers, what if Rivers would have got the same chance Matthew Stafford got? Go to a team with a good coach that had the good weapons. But we can't say that because there was a year where the Chargers were the number 1 in offense and number 1 in defense and still lost in the playoffs. If I had to start one, I'm gonna go Matthew Stafford. You know, one thing.
He has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, no, just because he like you said, he's smart. We saw what he did with the Lions with no help. Then he goes over to the Rams. So just imagine, this is something CJ Stroud said on $1 million worth of game. He said if you would have swapped Stafford out, and I forgot what the quarterback, I don't know if he was talking about Aaron Rodgers or not.
Aaron Rodgers. He said
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers.
he said Aaron Rodgers. He said Stafford would have 4 or 5 rings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's interesting to hear him say that because a lot of people don't talk about, you know, Rodgers, and we can talk about it after this because I think you and I can really debate this and not really debate, but talk about it. But Aaron Rodgers, I think sometimes he's a great talent. Don't get me wrong. He has a great arm. I've said it on here and I've said it on Offsides how he um he makes he was making these throws that Mahomes is making now. He did them before, you know, and so was Stafford. So I'm not going to take none away from. But Stafford never had the team that Rodgers had. Never had the organization that Rodgers had. Never had the coaching that Rodgers had. Aaron had a better situation. And I think that if you put Stafford in that situation, you see a different result. You know, so that's why I'm going with Stafford. I take Stafford over Rivers. Um, Rivers reminded me of a newer age Brett Favre. He could screw the game away real fast by being reckless with his throws, and he gets very impatient and starts forcing throws into places they're not supposed to be thrown.
That's true. That's true. I'm
So
taking Stafford on this list too. I'll go Stafford. So if I had to put them in order, I would go Stafford, then Phillip Rivers, then McNabb, then Tony Romo. No, I lied. I'll go Phillip Rivers, then Matthew Stafford, then Donovan McNabb, then Tony Romo.
yeah, I'm going Stafford. I might go McNabb, then Rivers and Romo.
All right. So this was the last time each team drafted a quarterback first round. Saints was in 1971 with Archie Manning.
Yeah, that was a trivia question. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I think you asked that question, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's crazy. Look, look at it. Just look at that. I mean, with my team, they did take McCorkle, but that didn't work out. They sent him away, Mac Jones. But before that, they didn't have a need to, you know.
You know, did you see that Mac Jones had posted a photo in his Jacksonville Jaguars? And people, you remember the rapper who Mike Jones,
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah,
Mike, and you know the song 218-330-8.
yeah.
So he made that the caption, right? And then the next day he went live with the actual rapper Mike Jones, and he said, "You finna make me pull up to Jacksonville, come watch you." I
Listen,
said, "Look at McCorkle."
I think there's a side of Mac Jones you didn't get to see because he was on the Patriots that I think you see
Um,
in the Jags.
I shared it. I forgot who it was, but did you see the clip? I mean, I can post it. Um, and we can watch it together. Let me find it.
Why?
How it was Belichick who Mac Jones wasn't the issue. It was Belichick.
Yeah, I
I
believe
forgot what player. Did you
Damian
watch it?
Harris.
Who
Damian
was it?
Damian Harris. He went on,
Okay.
and I forgot whose podcast or who did an interview with him. You know, he's retired now, and he spoke on the issues in New England with Belichick, and I believe it. I've said it. Listen, Belichick just
But
man.
that kind of confused me a little bit. That confused me just a little bit, Frank, because remember towards the middle of the season, they stated that Mac Jones has completely lost the locker room. So if it was like it wasn't Mac Jones wasn't an issue, it was Bill Belichick, then how did Mac Jones lose the locker room and how did the team lose faith and trust in Mac Jones if he wasn't the issue, you know?
I think the way he handled the situation.
But do you blame him for handling the situation the way he did?
No, I when we recorded during the season, and I said it. Look, Brady. What I think what people need to do, and we're all victims of this, right? And the victim that we're all fault to this because we all hold on to what we know or what was there or whatever. You know, like for example, you notice you're doing recruiting. You had a DLC people that did it one way and you loved it that way. And for those 3 or 4 years that he was there, everything ran smooth. Then he leaves, the next one comes in, and it's not the same. And you're like, man, you know, Chief such and such or senior Chief such and such would have handled it this way. Well, we New Englanders, or not New Englanders, I should say Patriots fans, we got used to Brady being part of the system. We got used to Brady being Brady. And what happens is Brady's gone. And that doesn't work with everybody. Not everybody's gonna sit there and be quiet and endure the suck, especially when you're not winning playoff games. You're not having winning seasons consecutively. You're not winning Super Bowls. At least listen, if it, like your team, they might have not won a playoff in 6, 7 years, but guess what? At least they're having winning seasons. At least your team could see the fruits of the labor. Yeah, do you want rings? And your franchise is not the team to
Of
just
course
say,
I want rings.
exactly. You got 6 of them. You want more. You know, you're not. The Steelers are not the we're just gonna win to win. No, you want to win for a purpose. But at least you could say I haven't lost in 16, 17 years. You know, I haven't had a losing season. Um, so I don't disagree with the way he handled it. I think that the leadership didn't handle it the way it's supposed to be handled. And I just feel like Belichick didn't adjust to he didn't adjust too well to the newer guys coming in. And on top of that, the dysfunctionality was already starting to show. And because you're not winning, you can't mask it no more. So now people are seeing it, and he's the type of person that once he starts feeling like he doesn't have control of the situation, and he's not being allowed to do things how he wants. Remember, he wanted to get rid of Mac Jones. They wouldn't let him trade him. Um, I think he said, "Fuck it. I'm y'all want to run it, y'all run it. I'm gonna step back and let it be." And he took the hit. He took the hit. Listen, the Dynasty. I read the book, audio book too. I saw the show, and they did paint Belichick to be the bad guy. They did. They did. But you know, I'm a Brady fan, and I'll say it. Brady had top 10 defenses almost his entire time in New England. You
Mhm.
know, people don't talk. See, Anyway, look, I don't want to get into it because it's not really a.
We'll get into it. But on a positive note, the Celtics will honor Patriots legend Matthew Slater as tonight's hero among us.
And that's another thing I like about Boston teams, man. Like they honor
They
each.
stick together.
Yeah,
They stick
like it's
together.
crazy.
The
I mean,
Bruins, the
yeah,
Celtics,
the Red
the
Sox.
the Red Sox, the Patriots. They
Yeah,
they they're like one big happy family.
you think the Yankees honored fucking Eli when he retired? No, they were like, oh, whatever. Next, let's keep going.
All
No,
right. Which team? This one is good. Which team has better weapons? So you have the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, or the Texans, CJ Stroud, Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Joe Mixon. This is hard. I looked at this picture and I was thinking strategically. I was thinking about stats. I was thinking about like everything. And I would say, and this is why I'm picking this team. Okay, I have the explanation. After thinking about this long and hard for a good 25 minutes, after seeing this, I'm going to go with the Eagles. The reason why I'm going to go with the Eagles is because we already know the connections that Jalen Hurts has with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goddard. They only added one new weapon, Saquon Barkley, who's a running back. I don't think that's too hard. Now the Texans also very, very dominant, but we don't know the chemistry between CJ Stroud and Stephon Diggs. We also don't know the chemistry between Joe Mixon and CJ Stroud. That's more chemistry that needs to be built up on that team. Also, Tank Dell is coming back after an injury and then being shot a couple of months ago, so we don't know if he's 100% as well. But overall, both teams super duper dynamic, but I'm going to have to pick Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles because of the connection that we already seen with those weapons.
So,
that's my reasoning.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong in your reasoning, and you actually have a good point. Chemistry matters. I've said it in the past. You can tell the teams that don't have chemistry, and how they struggle when it comes to big games. Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles as well, only because I don't know what Stephon Diggs is going.
Thank God Jude is not on here because he would be jumping up and down for joy.
Yeah, but I mean, but
we have logic. June would just say the Eagles because it's the Eagles.
yeah, but to be honest though, so let me ask you a question, right?
Okay.
Jalen Hurts or CJ Stroud?
My baby. My baby.
I'm going CJ. Listen, there's something
I'm
about
going with my child.
Yeah.
They're both, now don't get me wrong. They're both super dynamic, and I honestly put both of them in my top 5 quarterbacks of the current NFL season.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. We see how CJ Stroud handles pressure and how Jalen Hurts handled pressure. Yes, I understand they had a new offensive coordinator and there was no chemistry with the quarterback coach and the play calling with the offensive coordinator. We know that the quarterback coach and the OC was going back and forth throughout the season. I understand that. That's your first year. That's also CJ Stroud's first year with an offensive coordinator and a new head coach. He adapted a lot well to a new system than Jalen Hurts did last season. So that's why I pick him.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I think CJ has a higher ceiling than Jalen, in my opinion. I do.
I think they're both great, and I think they both will do good in the future. I see both of them getting a Super Bowl ring before they retire, honestly.
My question with Jalen, did he reach his capacity already?
No, I don't think so.
No.
The reason why I don't think so, one, it's because he has elevated. He had one bad season. He's still young and it's still early in his career. I don't think so, because I do know that he's a very talented quarterback. He's a dual threat. There's not too many dual threats in the league like him and Justin Fields. I would put them two as the top 2 dual threats. I will add Lamar because he threw a lot more last season, but for multiple seasons, Jalen Hurts has been one of the most dynamic dual threat quarterbacks that we've seen recently in this league. I don't think that he's reached his capacity. He's going downhill from then. We'll see what happens this season. They're a lot more comfortable this season with the new offensive coordinator. The new playbook. I don't agree with 95% of the plays changing, but it could be a good thing. You don't know. Every organization is different. We've seen the playbook change in different organizations, and it was the worst thing. I think team camaraderie, they're starting to do things more as a team. They're starting to get comfortable. He's starting to do private workouts with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. He didn't do that the last 2 seasons, off season. Now they're actually doing that. He's getting chemistry with Dallas Goddard. I don't think that he is thinking he already reached his peak. I think he just had one bad season, which everyone's entitled to. He's still young in the game.
So I'm
But
like I said,
going
I'm going Eagles on this just for the chemistry, and it's really chemistry with him and Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and Goddard. That's really the chemistry I'm looking at because Saquon's a new piece. It's just gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna go Eagles on this one, and you know, another reason is this is gonna be CJ Stroud's second year. Now they got film on you.
Mhm.
Now they're studying tendencies. So how are
Mhm.
you gonna handle that? You know?
It's still my little baby.
Yeah, but he's very smart. He's stirring up he's doing a lot of stirring up a lot of talk and controversy in his statements and ideas and takes. I like it. I like it. He's a
I
young
love it though. Like he is, and I love it. Like I do. Like, did you see the clip where I forgot what country he was in, but someone was like, "Oh, you play in Texas?" And he's like, "Yeah, I play in Texas." They're like, "Oh, Cowboys," and he was like, "No, they're trash. I play Texans. They're good." And I was like, it's the way he like tried to get them to understand, like, no, Cowboys trash.
Texans
Texans
good.
good. Yeah.
Well, they play each other this season. They play each
Yeah.
other this season. That's going to be an interesting game. I just wonder where they're going to play at.
All right. So this I saw this and it's just so amazing. This was every running back in high school, like forgot what year they graduated high school, but all going into college. And it's crazy that this group of running backs like was dominant in like the late teens, 20 teens. So you
Oh,
have Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, Sony Michelle, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, they're still dominant. You know, the ones that are playing, you know, Leonard Fournette. We haven't really seen too much of him. Sony Michelle retired. Did he retire?
I
Yeah, Sony Michelle retired. Dalvin Cook,
think
he's bouncing from team to team right now.
he retired
Um,
after his second ring.
mhm. Which is good. His body couldn't take it anymore because um
He only played, yeah, two-time Super Bowl champ. I think one with the Rams and the other one with the Patriots. Um, he 4 years, the career wasn't crazy. He averaged well total 3,243 yards, but two rings. I mean, can't beat it. Successful in that aspect. And Leonard Fournette got his ring. You know,
this group of running backs are dominant, and we haven't really seen it with these new draft class of running backs. I feel like this is probably like recently like the best group of running backs.
hmm you know what's crazy is that Leonard Fournette only has 45-18 total yards, and he's been playing since 2017. Sony Michelle came in at 18 and has just 1,300 yards less than him.
Mm. All right. So these are the players with the most career earnings by draft round. First round, you got Aaron Rodgers, 342 million. Second round, Drew Brees, 270 million. Third round, Russell Wilson, 266 million. Fourth round, Kirk Cousins, 232 million. Fifth round, Stephon Diggs, 108 million. Sixth round, Tom Brady, 333 million. Seventh round, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 82 million. And undrafted Tony Romo with 127 million.
Hold up. Mahomes, isn't he a first round pick?
Mm-hmm.
He should have made more money than that. His salary, his contract alone.
No, but remember he took a pay cut.
Mm.
I'm looking up his earnings right now. His contract salary. So his latest contract restructure guaranteed him a minimum of 133.7 million. At signing, he will earn $45.75 million from his contract with the Chiefs in 2024. And then in March of 2024 restructure, $27 million in the salary was converted into a signing bonus, and his base salary was $8.6 million. That's probably why, because he restructured his contract.
Okay.
Yeah, because he signed a $450 million contract in 2020, and then he restructured it.
Yeah.
All right, start, bench, cut. You have Le'Veon Bell, Jerome Bettis, and Franco Harris.
This is tough, man. Different eras of football.
And they're all three were super dominant in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to cut anybody, but if I have to cut someone, I'm starting Jerome Bettis off the rip. That's who I'm starting. He's my favorite running back in Pittsburgh organization ever. Jerome Bettis, Big Bus, probably my favorite running back ever in the history of the NFL. I'm a bench Le'Veon and cut Franco. Sorry, Franco, rest in peace. I love you so much. But I've watched and studied them two more than I've watched and studied him.
Yeah, different era in football. When Franco was playing running back. But I would go a little different. I would start Le'Veon in today's era. It would give me a more running back. And I would bench the bus, and then I would cut Franco. Just because the bus actually, you could bring him in between the 20 stands, stuff like that. But Le'Veon just brings that diversity now that's really needed now. I think he was
I understand. I agree.
Yeah, a little far ahead of his time when he was playing, to be honest.
All right. So these are, I forgot what Dolph Kleeman's caption was, and I saved the picture and I forgot. But
probably a quarterback that's getting paid his money and do shit. If we're being honest. What you laughing at?
That's not what it said.
You said what?
That's not what it said.
I'm just saying.
That's so fucked up.
True though.
All right. Start bench cut. You have Jamar Chase, you have Tyreek Hill, and you have Cooper Kupp.
Oh.
This one's hard.
Wow.
I'm starting Cooper Kupp, benching Tyreek Hill. Sorry, Jamar Chase. I'm cutting you.
So,
sorry. Huh?
Who you starting?
I'm starting Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown King.
Okay.
Super Bowl MVP.
Cooper Kupp, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna start Cooper Kupp. Damn, man. I like Jamar Chase though. You know, that's my
I know, Frank. This one was hard, but that's where I'm going. I'm sorry. That's where I'm going.
I'm just gonna go Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, and I'm cutting the cheetah.
All right, now we have some videos to watch really quick, and then we have a quick game for you. Some of them are a little funny. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to Twitter.
I'm actually trying to find that picture, and it's nowhere. It's not in any of his recent posts.
All right, this was super funny.
Say he's sloppy and greedy.
So they were at this like Japanese place, and he was basically telling them to translate and tell them that they're each other, right? Like say something about each other.
You tell him that I say he's sloppy and greedy. Tell him that's why he'll never be big and strong. Tell him my line of business, my job, I don't need to be big and strong. Smart. Say my university is better than his.
Tell him I'm okay being a villain.
How many times you beat Ohio State?
How many times you beat Michigan?
Tell him that he's older and uglier.
Ask him, you see how he hates on me? Because you know I'm the best?
You tell him I don't like him.
Are you guys rivals?
Yes.
Yeah.
You tell
They are
him that
funny.
I say he's.
I think it's good. I think it's good for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they crack on each other.
You guys score in an NBA game.
I'm averaging 20.
I would say I would be lucky to hit a 3 or 2. I'm
And
realistic.
he calls himself
fam.
a shooter.
He's a
I'm not
cowboy.
scoring.
He's a
I
cowboy.
don't
He's
think he's
naturally
scoring a bucket,
doing
but
How much would each you?
All right. And then here's the here I want
Wait, it was just quarterbacks with the $40 million cap hit. That's all it was.
okay.
Yeah. So
$40 million cap.
yeah.
So here is the trivia Patriots fan.
Of the
Yeah,
owner of the New England Patriots.
Robert Kraft.
Career. What is the name of the owner of the New England Patriots?
Robert Kraft.
Career passing yards leader
Brady.
in the franchise.
Tom Brady.
What city is the home stadium located in?
Foxborough.
How many Super Bowls has the franchise had?
Oh, let's see.
6.
It's a great question. I watched 4 myself. Okay. Give or take, probably like 6 or 7.
Go with your first answer.
6?
6.
Come on, man.
What's the name of the stadium?
Gillette.
Last one. What is the name of the mascot?
Patriot? I don't really know. I haven't met the mascot yet.
Pat Patriot.
Okay, I haven't met him yet. I'll make sure I get that right. Make sure I get Pat Patriot. Okay.
There have been 3 quarterbacks taken by the Patriots in the 6th round.
Yeah, me and Tom Brady.
Okay.
They didn't take Bailey in 6, did they? Nah. I don't know who the third one is.
You're going to know the name. He is a current offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders.
I don't know who they can.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay.
What is the name of the
That
owner?
was funny.
That was good. He did all right. But how you do 6? I seen this.
He's young. He's young. So, okay. So former Patriots running back Damian Harris says Bill Belichick being stuck in his ways caused Mac Jones to fail in New England. What happened to Mac Jones in New England was not because of Mac Jones. It was because of the fact that you took away an offensive coordinator who coached him to be a Pro Bowler and almost coached us into winning our division. With the rookie quarterback, then you take Matt Patricia, who's coached defense his entire life, Joe Judge, who has been a special teams coach, and then you just throw them in there and say, hey, coach this kid up. He's a first-round pick, but as long as you teach him what I say, everything's going to be fine. Shit wasn't fine. Now Mac Jones is in Jacksonville. The breath of Mac Jones in New England, it came and it went. It shouldn't have been gone the way it went. The only reason why it did was because Bill Belichick being stuck in his ways was very much so. As long as I'm here, as long as I am, as along with Robert Kraft, the top dog in this organization, we will have success. I think that started was this Cam Newton situation. Everybody was like, what the F is this? Why Cam Newton? Bill thought that he could make it work. It didn't really work. Then we drafted Mac. We had a hell of a year. Then went on to winning 7 straight. At that time, we were kind of looking at ourselves like we might have a Super Bowl run here. Then the next year, after you replaced Josh McDaniels with Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, and then look at the year we had that year, now Mac Jones is all of a sudden gone. I think everyone can look at what I just said and ultimately just watch it for what it is, what it was, and kind of say that maybe Bill did not do right by Mac Jones.
We all said that though. I mean, even when Cam was there, Cam was doing okay, and he caught COVID. And by the time he came back, he wasn't the same. And he even said it. He said the Patriots playbook, you got to stay on top of it. It's constantly constantly changing. It's not easy. But he said there's 100% correct. 100% correct. I think that if you
I agree. I think it is 100%.
If you would have got him an OC that can manage and teach him, we could have probably had another 9-game winning season. I'm not expecting us to go to Super Bowl, but shit, you probably could have got away with it, but you didn't. And look, now you are where you are.
All right, you ready for this or that? We're gonna do wide receiver Justin Jefferson edition because he got paid.
Yes, he did.
Justin Jefferson did get paid. All right, Justin Jefferson or DK Metcalf?
Jay Jettis.
Jay Jettis or Deebo Samuel?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson or Brandon Ayuk?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase.
Justin Jefferson or Stephon Diggs?
Mm. Mm. I'm gonna go with Jay Jettis,
Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill?
the cheetah.
Justin Jefferson or AJ Brown?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson or Devontae Adams?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams or Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase or the cheetah?
Jamar.
Jamar Chase, Julian Edelman.
Jules. I don't even know why you throw that out there. Julian Edelman.
Jules or Justin Jefferson?
Jules.
Jules or Devontae Adams?
Jules.
Jules or Jay Rice?
Jules.
Jules or Megatron?
Jules. Listen, look, okay, no, I'm being funny, but no, honestly, I like Julian Edelman.
I know.
7th round pick. He played safety. He played, I think, linebacker. He played special teams. He wide receiver, even quarterback. Got a Super Bowl MVP.
Jules or Antonio Brown, both in their primes.
Jules.
Over AB.
Yeah. Hey, Jules a beast. No, look, he took a hit from Cam Chancellor in the middle of the field in Super Bowl and got up and ran another 10, 15 yards. He was concussed that game.
You would say Jules is the best wide receiver. Frank's #1 wide receiver all time.
No, it won't be Julian Edelman. I think it'll Randy Moss. For me, Julian Edelman just he fits the profile of a player that's going to do whatever it takes to be part of the team. If that's, hey, you need me to catch balls, then pause, he's going to catch balls. If you need him to run the ball, he's going to run the ball. You need him to do special teams, he's going to do special teams. You need him to do defense, he's going to do it. Obviously, you're not going to pick Julian Edelman over, Justin Jefferson and stuff like that. But for me, I like what he brings to the table, and he was consistent. He was a good slot. He was a good slot receiver, and he had heart. He had heart and gut and grit, and you can't teach that. You can't. Not every wide receiver has that. So I go with Jules for a lot.
I'm gonna save this. So next week we're gonna do a different.
Okay.
Different people, but I'm gonna save this one for Nikki and June. Save these. I haven't written down.
Justin Jefferson a lot is because we saw games with Justin Jefferson catching passes in between 3 people coverage. If he wasn't on that team, would Kirk Cousins have had seasons like he had? I don't think so. So to me, it's like, you got to give credit where credit's due. Like I seen Jamar Chase come catch some passes that are clutch. Devontae Adams, we seen him play for Aaron Rodgers and then go to the Raiders and play for mediocre quarterbacks and still have success. So, obviously we all got all them wide receivers have something that make them great.
Mm-hmm.
So AB in his prime was a monster. It was a problem. He's not even a big wide receiver. Antonio Brown's not even that tall. So it's like, but again, CTE got him, and that dude's crazy.
CTESPN.
Look, he's 5'10". 5'10".
I was watching the CTESPN episode with Tyreek Hill, and I busted out into laughter because forgot what question he was answering, but basically Tyreek Hill was given it like sentimental response, like a heartfelt response, and he cuts him off and goes, "So do you think you have CTE?" And it was like random. And it was like, imagine like you giving a heartfelt response about like Puerto Rico and like your culture. And I just cut you off and I'm like, "Frank, do you think you have CTE?" Like just random.
No, He's a fucking clown. Listen.
Oh, that's what he was talking about. How, like, you know, his parents were in his life, but his grandparents raised him, and how it was growing up in my. He was given that, you know, sentimental, heartfelt response, and an AB, like, straight face was just like, "So, do you think you have CTE?" And they just both started busting out laughing.
I'm telling you that's funny to me.
uh,
He's but you know what? Look, looking at his shit, right?
mhm.
12,291 yards. His yards, I think per run or whatever yards I don't know, is whatever that is 13.2. He's 83 touchdowns in his career. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All Pro, Hall of Fame All 2010s team, 1 Super Bowl champion, 2017 Offensive Player of the Year. Like the dude, he's like I think Ryan Clark said it. That's 6 years when he was with you guys. Or he had that best 6-year stretch of any wide receiver. And in 14, he had 1,698 yards. 17, he averaged in 17, he had 1,533 yards and averaged 109.5 yards per game. And 15.2 yards per touch. Like every time he caught he was, I think, second runner for offensive player of the year that year. Second time runner up offensive player in 15. Third runner up, third in voting in 14. Like the dude is, if he wasn't so messed up, man, or he just could get his shit together, man, he'd been great. He would have been amazing.
So speaking, Mac Jones's first year was in 2021, right? They just I'm about to post it. Hold on. I'm about to freeze for a second. All right, so they just posted this in the For You page on Twitter. 2021 Patriots were different. Look at these scores from when Mac Jones played for New England. So against Jacksonville Jaguars, they were 50-3 with 7 minutes left.
Was Trevor
45
was Trevor playing that game?
Yeah, Trevor was playing that game.
You should put that in the chat. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want people to be clear.
Against Cleveland, 45-7. Baker Mayfield was the quarterback. New York Jets versus New England, 54-13. I think that was also Zach Wilson's first year. And then against Tennessee, 36-13 with 27 seconds left against Ryan Tannehill. So that's Mike Jones against those teams in 2021.
Yeah, he had good stats that year.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad. Listen, he played well. It's just that they screwed him up the next year, and it allowed people like Nikki to think that Trevor's a better quarterback. I just don't understand. I just want them to put that up.
I'm putting the tweet in the box.
Yeah, just be like, wow. 50-3. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That is crazy. 50-3?
Look, his stats for the first year was 67 completion.
Yep, the Patriots won 50-10 on January 2nd, 2022.
3,801 yards, 22 touchdowns to 13 interceptions.
So that game, Trevor Lawrence was 17 for 27, 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Mac Jones was 20 for 30, 227 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yeah.
Look. So first year, rookie season, right? Both of them were rookies. Trevor had 59% completion. He threw for 3,641 yards, 12 touchdowns to 17 INTs.
That game, the Patriots had 32 first downs, and the Jags only had 11.
And look, career, McCorkle's what? 18 of 24, 18 wins, 24 losses. Boys, 20 wins with 30 losses.
There was not one sack in that game against for the Jaguars defense. The Patriots had a total of 2 sacks that game.
Look, she don't want to admit it. That's why she says that she don't know why they traded for him. But clearly their rookie season tells you a whole lot. And then you go to the after that, one team did right by the player and went and got him what he needed, and he did better, a 9-8 season and 8-8 the following season.
Why we never talked about this blowout? 10-50?
I don't think nobody remembered, yo.
But like even when, like
I don't
we were recording. This was the last season, like I want to say the last game of the season because it was January 2nd, 2022.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, that's bad. What was the record? Oh, Jags was 2-13 and New England was 9-6.
Yeah, no, yeah, I got it. Right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars finished that season 3-14. We finished it 10-7, I think.
And that was Trevor Lawrence's first year.
Yep, both of them rookie seasons.
So what was McCorkle's record last year? Or the second year, 2022 to 2023 season.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. I just had it up.
Because I remember Nikki saying, like, yeah, Trevor had one bad season, which was last year, but it doesn't equivalent to Mac Jones's last 2 seasons. But if your first season was 3-14.
Yeah, because added combined, so his first season he went 10-7. Second season was 6-8. We could
Better than his first.
Yeah. And then his third year, which was horrible, 2-9 on the 11 games he played. He didn't even start a full season.
Yeah, so exactly. So
and he's still
his stats, his records are still better than Trevor.
Well,
it has to be because a 3-14 season right there alone.
Well, so if you compare the first, no, because Trevor's 20 wins to 30 losses, where McCorkle's 18 wins to 24 losses.
He's played more. So wait, you said 20 wins to 30 losses?
Trevor played more. Remember, they never benched Trevor. But McCorkle,
so Trevor has 66, and then what was McCorkle's 18 to 24? 75%. So McCorkle has a better stat percentage with 75% wins out of all the games he played.
No, because he lost more than he won.
No, listen. So what is overall? What is Trevor Lawrence's wins and losses? 20 to 30?
Yeah, 20 to 30.
That's 66%. What's McCorkle's?
18-24.
75%.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'll be honest. I'm trying to look at the stats. Obviously, that's another thing that's not fair. He didn't really play a full season the next 2 seasons. So his stats weren't that great, but yeah, 3-14. No, the only difference is that Trevor has a playoff win. McCorkle don't. Yeah, 18-24, 66% completion over his career, 8,918 yards, 46 touchdowns and 36 interceptions. So let's see what Trevor got. Career-wise, he's thrown for 11,000 yards. So he's thrown for more, significantly more. He got 58 touchdowns to 39 interceptions, but a lower completion percentage. I mean, listen, and again, I'm telling you right now, I would not be surprised if Trevor struggles and they start Mac Jones.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Doug got it for a reason.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Is like you can say what you want to say all day, every day about whatever, whatever. But listen, they got him for a reason. And maybe it's to sell some more tickets because he's from Jacksonville and blah, blah, blah. But clearly there's something in the mix that they're like, oh no, this guy could bring something that the other guy, something similar or better if we're bringing him in. But 50 but you know what she's gonna say? That's gonna be all the defense. He threw 3 picks, blah, blah, blah. So
All right, and that's all we have for today.
yes. What I was gonna tell you. Huh?
That was a good episode.
It was. I don't know if we spoke about this. I don't think we did. But I mean, we could save it for next week. But CJ Stroud really he shook it up when he was like he'd rather have Eli Manning's career over um Aaron Rodgers because Eli got the chips. So
He explained why.
yeah, I mean it
But
makes
to each his own. Everybody has their.
but I didn't see nothing wrong with it. What reason I discussed it on offsides was because James Jones had a fit. He was like, what are we talking about? Aaron Rodgers is better and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, but he ain't got the chips. He ain't got the chips. And then when Joy Taylor was like that they're both going to Hall of Fame, Eli and Aaron, Shady said, who Eli going? I mean, he said Aaron going. Who said Eli was going to go Hall of Fame? And it's so interesting that when it comes around Eli Manning, the only thing people can
been making a lot of sense lately.
Huh?
Shady has been making a lot of sense
Yeah,
lately.
he's been speaking real. But the reason Eli's gonna get the nod because he beat the Patriots. That's really what it's gonna come down to. 2 Super Bowl wins with 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and he beat the Patriots. So he's gonna go. That's gonna get him his Hall of Fame ticket. Matter of fact, the minute he beat him to stop the undefeated season, that was his Hall of Fame ticket right there. So, but I mean, shit, Nick Foles beat us. So should he go in the Hall of Fame too? If that's the premise or the way we're gonna look at it. But I don't know. We'll talk about that some other time. That's an interesting way to look at it. But anyways, I don't have anything else. You don't have anything else, so I'll let you go ahead and close it.
One crazy stat. It's hilarious that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson were in the same draft class, and the debate for the number 1 pick was Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. Not too much on my best friend Samantha. We love Samantha.
I think that's what we're talking about. Maybe not.
We love Samantha over here. There's no Samantha slander on the play call.
Yeah,
ever.
I think that's something worth talking about, man. Because if you think about it, what if Baker?
But no Samantha Darnold slander.
No, I'm saying, what if Baker would have went to the Bills? What if Sam Darnold would have went to the Ravens?
And what if Lamar would have went to the Panthers? Or the Jets, or
the Browns.
The Browns.
Again, they like to bring up how Shady brings up how Baker's been to 6 different teams or whatever, but nobody talks about what Baker had to go through, so maybe next week we could talk about it.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for listening to the play call. Next week there'll be more topics. Hopefully we'll have June and Nikki next weekend. Great topics, great pictures, great talking points. It's always fun when it's us 4, and then it's still more fun when it's just me and Frank too. We're a little bit more strategic here. So June and Nikki are also strategic. But me and Frank, we speak them stats and them facts. So men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So,
They don't.
They do not. So thank you guys for listening. We'll be with you guys next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on our social medias, all of our second businesses. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. Game 2 is tonight. Let's go C's. Smoking on that Maverick pack today. And Tatum, I trust. Let's go.
All right, peace.